dot or so of token trading research. I'm also live on X Space in case you want to join the stage. Good day all. Again, this is Dr. So of Token Trading Research. I was trying to connect those on airspace. That is what I've been doing on the background. I'm also live on YouTube if you want to see the chat, which I'm currently displaying on screen. Today's agenda is to look at what is next. When do you scalp? Oftentimes, people kind of give up in crypto trading because each time you enter a trade, you never come to fruition, you get stopped out or liquidated. Now, the reason for that is probably you enter too late when the asset has moved or the price action has moved or when there is a pump. Remember, the market maker has to make money. They need to keep the market going. So if you enter the trap, then you get stopped out or liquidated. Now, it depends on the kind of trade you are doing. If you are doing scalping, this is actually the good time to scalp. Now, if you are on YouTube, I have a chat that is currently opened, and before I proceed further, let me quickly actually put the space on YouTube. So what I'm going to do is going to copy the space, the X space, Okay, that is great. I've done that, and let me also use the opportunity to copy the link to the YouTube channel on the space. Right. There was a pump today, and there is a pullback at the moment. Now, the agenda for today, as I've said earlier, is when do you scalp? When do you enter the market? Now, if you look at the chart I'm currently displaying on YouTube, and I have a chart up of Lido Finance, which is a governance token, so used quite a lot in staking. It is on Ethereum network. So this asset is quite interesting. It moves quite a lot, and these are the candidates for scalping. So if you want quick in, quick out, assets like this are quite useful. They move quite a lot. Now, if you look at what has happened in the past few months, let me go on the daytime frame. You would have observed that it actually let's look at the month. I'll start there. Now, the all-time high for this asset was $4.0410. Depends on the exchange. That you need to take note of it. In some exchange, it went as high as $7. Now, if you look at it on a monthly time frame, you would have observed that in the milestone, whichever all-time high it has achieved, it always reverses back. There's always a pullback. More or less, it is a markup of price, and it's also a markdown of price. So what happened in the market is people invest into these assets, they provide liquidity. That is what market maker does. If you are in DEX, they use automatic market making processes there built into the smart contract. Again, liquidities are provided by whoever that owns the token. They could also remove the liquidity. So as they attract a lot of retail traders in, or if there's a big way that is stupid enough to put a lot of money, they remove their liquidity. So that is when you hear ROG. Then the price goes down. It depends on how much they moved. Price goes down. If they want to kill the token, they can kill the token as well. If they are able to lure people in again, you see the assets moving up. So most of these assets on centralized exchange, they've matured, and there's substantial investment in it. It doesn't mean that it cannot go to zero overnight, just as I've said in liquidity draining. But having a look at what are the wallets that are holding the assets and how much is involved, that can also encourage you to buy the assets. Now, coming back to where we were on scalping. So if I start with a month, which is not what I'm heading to, but it's just to give you a overall picture. So you would have observed that if you look at last year, this asset is back to all-time low. If you look at the span of a few months from last year to this year, so it has retraced back. The lowest year was 1.35 $1.34. Let's take it away. Now, the pullback on the 1st of April actually came down to $1.46. So if you were trading these assets, it is a good candidate. Let me go down to the daily time frame. So if you were on a swing trade on this asset, it's not going to be that worst. Remember, some people may have bought it all-time high at $4 or even $7, depending on the exchange. So it is at $1.37, which was the pullback, or $1.61, which is the current price. Now, if you were doing leverage trading here, even if it goes worst, okay, so let's say you go on 2x, which require a lot of margin, which I don't advise. So that actually gives you a liquidation point of around $8. Okay, you go to 3x, that probably bring it down to around $1 30 something cents. So it is much more easier for you to manage the margin rehydration at this towards this low price, except there is a complete catastrophe in the market, which you can't avoid, because in crypto trading or even in conventional markets, like what is happening in GameStop at the moment, there is always that uncertainty. So there's always a risk. You need to be aware of that. Okay, now let's go on to the spot trading. If you were doing spot trading in your day-to-day scalping, very good candidate, because in spot trading, if you have substantial amount of money, you don't lose your assets. So if the worst comes to the worst, you are just left holding a bag, and you'd certainly know that Lido is going to pump back. Okay, these are kind of assets you can easily make 2x. I'm not paid to review this token, but I trade it for some time, so I can see how the movement of this asset or this token, and we can see from the chart. As I've said earlier, it has basically come back to the lowest all-time low, and at least if it were to move up, the next target we're looking at is around $2. Okay, if I just use, we have a lot of resistance just around $2.17. Now, if I want to use fib, let's see, do that. Let's look at where we had the pullback, the current pullback. That was where we had that current, and we could see that the 618 is around $2, around $2. Okay, so you have around that value, and if it reaches 2, then probably there'll be a bit of pullback before it proceeds upward. And this is an asset that is always easy. Example. Now, if you were scalping these assets, for example, it is something you could use a low leverage on. But always remember, leverage has a risk. You lose your money. Whereas in the case of spot, if you have some money, this is something you could take a spot position, and hopefully that it rallies up within a few days. Sometimes you might wait for it some days, or sometimes it takes months. But there is a bit of activity in this asset. It's one asset that is movement. It's not like EOS that sit for ages. SRP that I'm on. Okay, now if you were doing daily scalping, which I'm looking at, let's say I scalp, I'll leave from a day time frame now, getting the overall picture to 1 hour. Now if you look at what is happening on my screen, I have some VWAP, and we can observe that it has actually is above the VWAP at the moment, and it has retraced to 50 EMA. Now 50 EMA is quite useful. A lot of market maker uses it. They actually uses it to actually do the market making. So they buy and reverse the price to the mean. How that happens is when you think there's a pump, that is when they reverse to the mean. So you might run the risk of being stopped out or lose your money, only for the market to turn around again and start to move to the direction you had earlier placed your trade. Now, if you are a scalper, do not put your house on the ground. Always have a lot of liquidity left for you. This is the secret of doing leverage trading, because it's unpredictable. Whoever that tells you that there is indicator that they win, they have 100% win rate, just a fib. I tell you that. Now, the easiest way to actually make money in leverage trading is to actually have substantial amount of money, but always put low margin. So if you get stopped out or liquidated, then wait for the market to tank more, then re-enter the market. Then remember, this is a gamble. It's just a gamble on steroids. I have to tell you that, because it's quite unpredictable market, because there's a lot that is involved in it. There's no Father Christmas giving out digital money in a tin air. I think that is what a lot of people have in mind. Everyone is in to make money. The market maker is in to make money. So there is just no way that an asset is going to be going up forever. Okay, so for a new trader, this is what he sees crypto when he buys. Going up forever. That is not how the market works. For there to be markets, there has to always be this movement. Okay? Up, retrace, goes up. Now, what happens in this up and down? This is where the zero-sum game occurs. The market maker realizes his profits. So those who are able to ride with him makes money, while those who were on the opposite side of the trade lose money. But if you were on spot, then you could hold on until you are able, your market comes back and you make a profit, then you are able to exit the market. That is why spot becomes really beneficial if you want to stay in crypto for a long. Though it involves a lot of margin, but if you have the patience, then you might be able. You have to do research on the assets you are holding spots on. Like assets like Bitcoin, for example. For 2 years, Bitcoin was on the bearish, and it was bearish. It went all the way to 15,000 or 1499, depends on the exchange. 14,099 or 15,000, thereabout. Only for it to rally up again, do the all-time high. Just as we have seen in this asset, same thing. Okay. Right. So if you are doing a leverage trading, do it during busy times. This would be during the European and American trading hours. Okay. Yeah. So when is American or market hours? Those are the time that a lot of liquidity is in the market. You find that the American market does have higher liquidity. You have the European markets as well. So those time frames are good to trade, especially when you scalp. If you do spot trading, you really just need to leave your trade open at all times, so that if there is a pump in the market, you can actually realize gain. Have a target game. So you have a target price, and your price reaches that point, your take profit is triggered, so you make profits. If it's a long position for a long time, as many people have in Bitcoin, you wait, and you should be able to train your mind to be able to handle the up and down movement, the volatility that is there in the market. Okay, so still on scalp trading. So I'll normally do on a 1 minute time frame. Okay, so this is where I'm heading. Now, it is quiet at the moment. This is the time market is being reset. Pretty much in 2 minutes, the markets in Asia will be starting. Australia is on at the moment. That kind of have a low volume. I think Japan will be starting. Then Shanghai, Hong Kong will be in an hour, or in an hour or so time. That we can Google, and the timings are there depending on where you are located. So the volume is quite low. There is no much activity. One needs to be wary at this point in time, because there's basically the algorithms or the market maker try to reset the market. You might have some time pumps before these markets open. So especially after the close of US time, when there is a lot of fake activities in the market, one needs to be wary about that. That is pretty much what I have to discuss about scalping today. When markets have a pullback, what people say bearish or tank, so the moment the market settles, that is the time to actually enter the market, and make sure that is the busy hour of the market. So what that enables you to do, you are able, your entry is not stopped out, because when there's a lot of activities in the market, you are able to predict where your trade is heading. Okay, if this is the first time you are coming here, this is Dr. So of Token Trading Research, and thanks for coming. Do try to subscribe, press the notification button so that when I'm online, you are aware. As time goes on, we could meet on stage, be able to post about charts or trading. What were you trading that day? How do you go about it? Look forward to having more audience as time goes on. And on that note, thanks for showing up. If you are watching the record, please do ensure you subscribe, press the notification button so that when I'm online, join me. See you in the next video. Bye now.